Hey there, how there, ho there. It's Jeff Cutter Diamond welcoming you to a very special title about Championship Boxing fight card. We're doing the USA 250 card, in which we will have some legends of the U.S. fighting tooth and nail in the six-fight card from Atlanta, Georgia, who randomly selected to take part to have this competition. Of course, we all know the Georgia Dome has been demolished, but we brought it back up. So we have six matchups for you. The main reason I know you'll be thinking, looking at the support bout, why is this not the main event of the evening? Well, when they organized it, they looked at the rating system of the U.S. fighters who have not had a fight in the title belt universe, and they did by weight class. So that's why you have Tunney versus Spinks last, and Dempsey being a support belt. But I think a lot of people are practically saying that, fans might leave afterwards. But who am I to judge? The only guy heavy favorite on the right side is Mickey Walker. So our first fight is the light heavyweight Bob Foster against the middleweight Mickey Walker. Pat Harker will be your announcer. Ekaterina Sayako your ring card girl. Wayne Kelly, your referee to start. Arnold Prokrat, John Wilson, and Daniel Vanderwild are your judges. Mark Samoji, your ringside expert. Bob Foster, 1-1 from Albuquerque, 6'3" and 185 pounds for this fight, 56-8-1, the WBC light heavyweight and WBA light heavyweight champion, one of the best punchers. He fought in Houston, being TKO'd by Edward Joffre on March 22nd. I think it was some kind of tournament. And then in Seattle for the Spirit of 76 thing, he took on Victor Galindez and decisioned him. So that's good news for him. Mickey Walker, the toy bulldog from Elizabeth, New Jersey, 5'7" and 164 pounds for this fight, 131, 25, and 5, the world middleweight and welterweight champion. Inducted into the International and World Boxing Hall of Fame, beat Maxie Rosenblum, Paulo Yuskinen, King Levetsky, Leo Lomsky, Mike Batique, Tiger Flowers, Lou Tendler, and Jack Britton, among others. His only fight was in Cincy on the 4th of July last year, decision against Young Sterpling. So let's see who wins this one.
3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Judges' votes are in, and here, ladies and gentlemen, is your winner.
And so the toy bulldog, Mickey Walker, wins by TKO. Despite, Foster suffered a cut. Oh, yeah. Yeah, but it was a swelling, not the cut. And he did knock down Walker. Scorecards said that it was actually even, except for Vanderweel, who gave it to Walker. It was 85-85 on Franklin and Wilson's cards. It would have been a majority draw. Technically, Mickey Walker kind of carried the match and all that. But yeah, Mickey Walker was about to win, probably. Fight number 2 is Sugar Ray Leonard, the junior middleweight, against the middleweight Harry Greb. So Leonard decided to face Greb. This would be a good one. Johnny Adi, your announcer. Irina Semenova, your ring card girl. Mike Ortega is your referee. Luis Escalona, Pierre Benoist, and Ove Olvason are your judges. Rob Morris, your ringside expert. Sugar Ray, 1-0 from Wilmington by way of Palmer Park, Maryland. 5'10 and 158 pounds. 36, 3-1. Lots of welterweight and middleweight and super middleweights. Lots of things. He fought 4th of July TKO Archie Moore in the 12th round, the old mongoose. Harry Greb, 0-1, the Pittsburgh Windmill, as they call him. He was only 32 when he died. He was 5'8", 166 pounds, 260, 20, and 18, the world middleweight champion. Look at the list of people he beat. Jack Blackburn, battling Levinsky, Billy Misk, Larry Hook, Bill Hook, Eddie McGurty, Gunboard Smith, Mike McTeague, Gene Tunney, Tommy Gibbons, Kid Norfolk, Jamie Delaney, Maxie Rosenblum, Mickey Walker, Jimmy Slattery, Tiger Flowers, Tommy Wilker, and Lou Bogash. Wow, nice job. He fought the 4th of July fight being decision by Henry Armstrong, who did not make the cut this time. So we'll see what ends up happening.
Judges' votes are in, and here, ladies and gentlemen, is your winner.
Is out. It took only 3 rounds for this match, and Harry Greb wins over Sugar Ray Leonard. That's a brutal call, but that's what happens. We're not going to look at stats because it was only the 3rd round. Our 3rd fight is Pranav Sweet Pea Whitaker, the lightweight, facing another lightweight, Benny Leonard. Taking him on. That's a good battle of the lightweights. Benny Milano. Johnny Ida, your announcer. Rachel Lee, your ring card girl. James Jen Kin is your referee. Marty Bickle, Anek Hongtong Cam, and Michael Hooker, your judges. Mark Samoji, your ringside expert. Sweet Pea, first fight from Norfolk, Virginia, 5'6", 148 pounds. Great career, 44-1, welterweight and light middleweight champions. He went to the 1984 Olympics, winning gold. Hi, Mike. Hi, turn. Azuma Nelson. Hi, turn. Jose Luis Ramirez, Greg Hagen, Roger Mayweather, Harry Pias, Buddy McGirt, J.C. Vasquez were all victimized by him. Betty Leonard, the ghetto wizard from New York. I thought it was from Philly, but at 5'5", 150 pounds. He once owned Philadelphia's NHL team in 1930 when they were called the Quakers. It moved from Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh used to have an NHL team back in 1925 called the Pirates, and then in 1930 they moved to Philly to become the Quakers, and they only won 4 games in 38 games. World lightweight champion, 183, 18, 12. He fought 4th of July and TKO'd Rocky Marciano. I mean, when you knock down Rocky Marciano and beat him, I mean, Marciano was undefeated in real life. That's big. Now let's see what happens.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have your decision.
Moji says that the 12th round may have been the difference. But we'll see what happens. Johnny Ivy for the call. Now, we're going to slow play the fight verdict because the first two matches actually ended in less than 12 rounds. I don't know. Marty Bickle says the bout is 115-114, so it's a unanimous decision. I need contact call with Thailand scores about 115-114, and I bet you it's 115-114, and it is 116 for Benny Leonard. What? Benny Leonard wins over Sweet Pea? Really? Wow. What does the punch stat say? Accuracy. Yeah, Pernar winning 4, 5, 7, 8, 11, 12. 6 rounds, that should be 6 and 6, but the points, though, 2. Yeah, round 2 was 30-30, so 6 to 5. Purnell 6 to 5 for rounds, but it's the points, though, too. Yeah, 29, 28. 4 of the 6 rounds are 29-28 in essence. So Leonard made it close. Yeah. Baco gave 5 rounds to Whitaker, 6 to Leonard in a tie. Anak says 5 to 6 as well with 1 tie. And 4 to 7 with 1 tie for Miguel Hook. So Pernell Whitaker just couldn't win on people's scorecards. And now you got the great Muhammad Ali Jack Dempsey fight that a lot of people said should have been the main event, but they wanted a better main event in essence. Jimmy Lennon, your announcer. Shayna Marie, your ring card girl. Gary Rosado, your referee. John Wilson, Cyril Kearns, and Bill Graham are your judges, with Mike Hansen, your ringside expert. Jack Dempsey, who had not fought in this thing from the Manasseh Muller, who was 88 when he died. He died a long time. From Manasseh, Colorado, went to Salt Lake City, 6'1" and 200 pounds. 65, 6 and 11, the world heavyweight champ. Number 7 in the greatest punchers. Lived in New York City. Worked as a referee one time. You know, he beat Jack Sharpie, Louis Furble, W. Gibbons, George Carpentier, Billy Misk, Jess Willard, Gunboat Smith, Bailey Levinsky, Willie Meehan, and the Boston Bearcat. He will face Muhammad Ali, 6-1, the greatest as they call him, from Louisville, 6'3" and 212 pounds for this fight. 56-5. Well, he's an icon. He took part in, I think it was wait, what type of tournament was this? There was some kind of tournament for Ali. Like, he went through 16-person tournament. What did I do? How did that go on? I don't know. And since he is 4th of July, he beat Sugar Ray Robinson. Well, that was 2024. He KO'd Sugar Ray Robinson in the 8th. And then in Houston, he TKO'd George Foreman. And then he went through this tournament by beating Riddick Bowe, Carlos Monzon, fighting Harada, and Henry Armstrong, before beating Joe Frazier by unanimous decision June 14th. No, you got TKO'd by Henry Armstrong. Huh. I don't remember that type of tournament. I don't remember.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Ladies and gentlemen, we have your decision.
The card says Dempsey beat at least 115 one beat away from being KO'd. So yeah, so the question on my mind is, did Ali do enough to beat Dempsey? The two legends are going toe to toe. John Wilson says 114, 113 for Dempsey. Ooh. Cyril of Australia says 114, 113 for Ali, which means it'll be a split decision probably. Bill Graham says 114, 113 for Dempsey. Yep, I thought so. By split decision, Jack Dempsey wins by split decision. It was close. Percentage wise, Ali had the punching accuracy and not the knockdown. I'm actually shocked. Overall, Dempsey 341 to 340. He won that 10th round. Ali was almost pulling up a massive comeback, if you will. I just want to see the big battle. Well, round 3. Okay, well. 9, 10, 10. Cairns and Graham gave Dempsey the third round. Wilson gave it to Ali. So Wilson gave 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 12 to Dempsey. Cairns 2, 3, 4, 6, 8, 12. And Graham 2, 3, 4, 7, 8, 10, 12. Yeah, 10, 8 because of the knockdown. If Jack Dempsey was 1 second longer, then Ali would have won by knockout in the 9th round. But man, that was brutal. Fight number 5 is Willie Pep, the featherweight. He decides to fight Joe Louis, saying that I need a good fight, and Joe Louis would be a good competitor. Joe Antonelli is your announcer. Jan Block's your ring card girl. So, Barry Yates, your referee. Alicia Perez, Essa Ledosari, and Paul Herman, not Pee Wee Herman, are your judges. Paul Norman is your ringside expert. Willie Pep, Will the Wisp, as they call him, from Middletown, Connecticut. He was 84 when he died. 5'5", 120. 229 wins, world featherweight champion. Joe Louis, the Brown Bomber from Detroit, Alabama, by way of Detroit, 1914, 1981. 6'2" and 205 pounds for this fight. 69 and 3, world heavyweight champion. He fought on the 4th of July in 2024 against Mike Tyson and decisioned him. Well, that said, Mike Tyson doesn't want to fight these guys. Well, we'll see.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have your decision.
You gotta go fast. And by majority decision, it's Willie Pep who shocks the world by beating Joe Louis by majority decision. The Panamanian and the American judge gave it to Pep. The Finn gave it to a tie. Unreal. Willie Pep has shocked Joe Louis. Unfucking real. 46-32 for punching for Willie Pep. Joe Louis fucked up. Perez has seven runs for Pep. Essa had 6, and Herman had 7. And no, they didn't fight. So Pep basically had Lewis. Essa tried to help out, but yeah, Paul Herman and the Americans. So Willie Pep beats Joe Louis. And lastly, we have Gene Tunney, the light heavyweight, against another light heavyweight, Michael Spinks. The Spinks Jinx, that's what they call him. Jimmy London Jr., your announcer. Marisha Devonish, your ring cut girl. James Jenkin back to referee. Arturo Fajegas, Dave Greer, and Carol Polis are your judges. Dan Coco is your ringside expert. Gene Tunney, the fighting Marine from New York, 81 when he died. From New York, way Greenwich, Connecticut, 6 foot and 183 pounds. 82, 1-3, world heavyweight title. I don't know who his loss was. Oh yeah, to Dempsey. But he beat Dempsey. No, he beat Jack Dempsey twice, right? Yeah, I forgot about that. Or wait, I think he lost to Dempsey. Yeah, it's like, who did Gene Tunney lose to? I think he beat Jack Dempsey, and then the rematch was the long count, when Dempsey could have won the match if he had been in a neutral corner. Also, Harry Greb, Tommy Gibbons, Jeff Smith, George Carpaccio, Jimmy Delaney, battling Levinsky, Lil Hook, Surgeon of the Marines. Yeah, I could have sworn. Yeah, Box Pro. Yeah, that's right. That was the long count fight. Who did he lose to? His only loss was to Harry Greb for the light heavyweight belt. Huh. Did I know that? Well, that was the Dempsey. Michael Spinks, 1-1. The Spinks Jinx from St. Louis. 6'3 with that massive space in his tape. 195 pounds for this fight. 31-1. His only loss was to. No, sorry. That was Leon Spinks. Michael Spinks didn't have the gap in his teeth. That heavyweight thing was 93-7 amateur. Member of the 76 Olympic team in Montreal, winning the gold medal. His brother Leon was a member of that same team. He was the first light heavyweight champion to be the heavyweight champion when he had a unanimous decision over Larry Holmes. And I think did Michael Spinks get taken out for Tyson? I think so. Well, anyway, in St. Louis, some kind of September tournament, he beat Roberto Duran, but lost by split decision to Fighting Harada. Okay.
votes are in, and here, ladies and gentlemen, is your winner.
Tiny tried everything he could, but Michael Spinks wins by technical knockout. Punching 41 to 36% for Tiny, but that cut would be too cut. Scorecards said that Spinks had Fajrega's and Greer's attention. Polis had it 85-85. So Tunney was kind of making a comeback in the 8th and ninth rounds. He actually could have knocked down Spinks. But yeah, Michael Spinks had a fast start. The first 5 rounds for Fajrega's and Greer, and the first 4 for Polis. But yeah, Spinks was about. Tunney may have pulled one out of the hat. Who knew? But it's TLTL. And Michael Jinx, the Spinks Jinx wins. Only 2 guys in the red corner, Dempsey and Pep, were the winners. So 3 TKOs and 3 decisions. So that's just what you have to do. And those are your fights for USA 250. Hope you enjoyed this fun and fantastic day in American history. Of course, I'm Canadian, so whatever, eh? I'm Jeff Diamond. Adieu.